been following this story for you. Thousands of soldiers stunned as they're ordered to pay back bonuses more than a decade after they risked their lives on the front line. Defense Secretary Ash Carter now ordering the Pentagon to stop seeking repayment.
I've ordered the suspension of all efforts to collect reimbursement from affected California Guard members. And that suspension will continue until I'm satisfied that our process is working. Our goal is to have a process that honors the commitment of service members and also our responsibility to the taxpayer.
So a couple questions here. What about that money that was already paid back? Will that be returned? Here to weigh in, Fox News contributor and U.S. Army veteran Pete Hegseth. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Very important topic here. Let's just begin with how this happened to begin with.
Well, it's a bureaucracy. And so ultimately, there had been some finance issues in the California National Guard in the past, so they had additional auditors looking at their books. They discovered that some had been, a very small number had been given bonus, maybe that the law hadn't intended. But what happened is then they cast a very wide net and they started retaking these bonuses from everybody. Guys who had legitimately earned it, had gone to Iraq or Afghanistan, $10, $15, $20,000 bonuses, big bonuses,
so
and they just started taking it back automatically.
And veterans. And it amounted to what, 9,700 current and retired soldiers.
A lot of people, and a lot of money from a lot of people. We were talking about people that were having to take out second mortgages, take out big loans just to pay back the government, or it was being recouped out of their paycheck automatically.
So now they're taking a second look at it. But what about those who have already paid the amount? What happens to that?
Well, that's an open question. I think this will go even further than what Ash Carter has done. Good for him. Stop it. Give these guys some respite. But what about the people that did the right thing, right? They took a bonus at the right time. Now the government says give it back, so they give it back. They should be given back those dollars very clearly. I think that will happen, but that's going to be future iterations of this process.
Right, and you mentioned respite. So will they have to pay back everything, or is this just going to be a process where they can pay it back in a different way?
Well, hopefully they don't have to pay it back at all. I think it should be coming back to them. And when you contrast that with VA employees who got bonuses in the middle of a scandal.
We can take a look at that, actually.
Do you have those?
As you're speaking about it. They paid, what, more than $142 million in bonuses.
This is the year the scandal came out, and bonuses have been paid even since then to some, and even in places like Phoenix and others where we knew the problem was terrible. So this is why people get so frustrated with government.
Absolutely.
They look around and they say, wait, we're ripping back bonuses from combat vets in the California National Guard, but we're giving it to VA employees or illegal immigrants or others who haven't earned anything, but they're taking our tax dollars.
So this is the California National Guard that we're talking about specifically. Could this impact anyone else that we're not aware of yet?
Quite possibly. In fact, I've had a bonus taken back years ago. It was years ago. A small bonus I signed as an officer to stay on for a couple more years, and it's already coming out of my paycheck automatically. So these things happen silently a lot. Usually it's for the right reasons because a mistake was made, but this could happen anywhere, really. And when they look in audit books, there's going to be places where folks were paid that maybe technically they shouldn't have. But if there's one place where people should get wiggle room, it's probably on bonuses in wartime because they signed up to serve our country.
Yeah, and so some of these bonuses specifically were offered so that they could have more people enlist.
That's exactly why they were offered. They're retention bonuses. So we have critical jobs in the military that we need to fill. And if you don't have enough bodies, you got to pay people to make sure they stay in the military. So that's why these programs were put in place. The argument is that a few too many people were given the bonus in jobs that maybe we didn't need to give bonuses.
But that's not their fault.
Not their fault.
No,
the fault of the Pentagon. So those are dollars you just need to say bye-bye to.
So if you flip it around, you actually end up paying yourself to stay longer.
And think about this. Let's say you got a bonus here at Fox News Channel, and you assume it's yours. It's done. What if they came back 5 years later and said, you know what, we made a mistake on that bonus. We want to take it back. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous that they would come back now and take that money. And that's why so many people are outraged, and why I think you'll see Congress eventually make a fix, even if the Pentagon doesn't do everything.
Yes. Hashtag fix it.
Fix it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Pete.
Thank you.
All right.